It was really a joy to find out I was pregnant. Aaron and I had been trying to have children for 3 years, and had had some disappointments along the way. So finding out that I was pregnant was just pure joyfulness.
It was a pretty exciting time, especially since we went in for some ultrasounds because of early on complications. And after a second ultrasound, a couple weeks after the first one, delayed diagnosis of twins was there.
To find out that I was having twins was absolutely amazing.
And at 24 weeks, she was having, actually, I can remember the night when she was having some cramping. And my wife is pretty tough and pretty non-compliant when it comes to medical treatments, was saying that the cramping will just go away. I'm just going to go to sleep, and when I wake up in the morning, I'll be fine. And I kind of had to prod her because it was different from cramping and things that she'd had in the past. And so at 10 o'clock at night, we had to rush over to the other side of town and go into the emergency department to find out that she was truly in preterm labor.
It's really scary, and there's always this point of denial, like, this isn't going to happen to me, this isn't really happening to me, this won't happen, the babies aren't going to be born, they're going to do what they can, and then a part of you is, what if they don't?
I didn't understand the severity of it at that time. We went over to the hospital and we're talking with the nurses. Everybody was quiet about the details of how severe it was until her OB showed up.
Just hearing things like intraventricular bleed and blindness and, even all the way up until possible death, did I realize that, oh my God, this is really, really serious. And I'm in the medical field, but you're just not thinking of how serious it can truly be, and that you may not be bringing babies home. The doctor walked in that first night and said, we will have to do a C-section tonight. And I smiled at him, and he didn't smile back, because he obviously knew what that meant.
It's very difficult to watch her in that situation and try to be the hero of it, especially when I'm unable to be involved. And I felt helpless. I felt more than helpless, because we always wanted the typical delivery where you get to hold the baby in the room and take care of them right out of the womb, and it wasn't the case. When they came along, Sasha was first. She was delivered, and they basically took her immediately over to the special needs area in the delivery room. They suctioned out her airway, and they immediately intubated her. Sydney, on the other hand, again, just as traumatic, but seemed to be very clear right after they suctioned her out. They walked her over so we could at least take a quick peek at her, and then they whisked her away as well.
It's pretty lonely, and it's a different kind of experience than I think anyone experiences unless they've been through a premature delivery or situation.
They both remained in the special care unit in the high-end area of the NICU for about 24 hours. It was very scary, because they were laying there on the bed in the small little bassinet that they had, with tubes in every orifice, breathing tubes, feeding tubes, IVs sticking in their head. And they're tiny, they're scrawny. Their little arms show the bones right through them. Their little bracelets could fit on my thumb, and it was a scary, scary scene.
When I looked at them, I just wasn't sure of what I would need to do for them. I just wasn't sure what their needs would be above and beyond the normal taking care of your children responsibilities. There's
something that comes over you, and this is my child. I never had children. This is part of me and my wife, and we're gonna get through this, and this is our baby.
Leaving the hospital without your children, I think that was the hardest thing for my husband and I, especially for me. It was just such an empty, sad feeling to walk out of the hospital. It was nothing that you ever picture. As a mom, you think, I'm going to go into the hospital, I'm going to have my baby, I'm going to bring my baby home, I got the car seat ready, this is going to be so great. And to actually come home without your children was just horrible.
I think that when the babies came home, a lot of the emotional portion was lifting, but the fear was still there. They are healthy and happy kids.
Oh, I'm so lucky. This is so amazing. I can't believe that, this could have been so different. And so there is, I think, a different feeling that you have about having your kids home and having them healthy than taking it for granted.
They're not fragile anymore. Every day we have a wrestling match. I mean, they're big kids, and it's crazy to see them growing up so fast. And they're in preschool and wearing dresses, and they're just kids, which is fantastic. They're just kids.
I was shocked and embarrassed that I didn't know prior to this what the March of Dimes actually did. As far as the research and the technology and the education and the awareness.
March of Dimes has given me a family, a healthy, happy family that I'm not sure I would have had without them.
When I think about where I would be right now if things had not gone the way they had gone, I just don't think I would be the same person that I am today. I'm very happy and love to be around people and be active and involved, and I think that if that would have happened to me or to my children, that wouldn't be who I am today.
They've helped overall when it comes to prematurity to the point where 10 years ago I may not have had a family.
The March of Dimes gave us our beautiful children. Through the research that they've done in the past and the awareness, we now have a house full of happy, busy, screaming kids. And I'm not sure what life would be like without them. So thank you, March of Dimes.